Hey, Ena, thank you for joining me for this call. Before we go ahead, can you give a quick introduction?
No worries. Thank you for having me here. And yeah, I'm Ena. I'm a counselor, and I am starting my business. So at the beginning, and
Hmm.
yeah,
And,
that's how it
and
came
you're based
about.
in Australia, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So, Ena, first question for you. Why did you sign up for the boot camp? Why did you sign up for the website boot camp?
Um, well, we are in several groups together, and I've been following, your work. Signed up for a freebie previously, and so I had just purchased my hosting and my
Mhm.
domain when I think the same day you had your webinar promoting the bootcamp. Um, so I watched it later because I was busy when you were actually doing it live, and I thought, yeah, like I always resonated with what you were offering. And when I checked out the prices, I almost fell backwards because no, honestly, there was no way I was gonna miss it.
Mhm. Okay. And what did you learn in the boot camp? What was the best part of boot camp for you?
There's too many to name. Yeah, I'm trying to find a start that makes sense. So besides the technical side of, you put this here, and if you want an image, you have to upload it here. So the technical side of building the website, it was really so much more about, yeah, figuring out really who do I want to serve in with my work, who do I want to attract, and who am I in this business side of things. Like, really, yes, I'm a counselor, but that's very broad. So working in the boot camp really kind of honed into um yeah focused on one area, and that's where it went from. So
Yeah.
it
How to
was really
niche
about
down your business idea, right? And how to niche down your zone of genius in a way that's marketable, right? And
yeah.
what did you think of the copywriting and the branding videos or the part that we covered about copywriting and branding? I know we spent a lot of time on that.
Look, the videos, I thought they were really clear, very easy to understand in
Mhm.
throughout the course, like not just with the copyright. You were very clear in what we needed to um, or where we needed to come from to actually get and speak to those ideal clients out there.
Mhm.
Um, oh, it was so, I found it so hard. But at the same time, it was hard, but an immense sense of achievement once it was out there, you know. Yeah.
I remember all the ahas coming up in the group, and every day, I think around the end of the first week, everyone posting, I got this, I understood this, and those light bulbs going off about their niche, their audience, their core message, right? Normally, people don't think about those things when they jump into a website program or when they start creating their website. They think about them only much later once they're working with a business coach. But I think for your website to really showcase you and to be able to connect with your audience, you need to get clear on that upfront. And that's why we do that in week 1 of the bootcamp, right?
Mm.
And how did you feel about the technical videos? I know we covered a lot. Do you think we covered a lot in those 3 weeks?
Well, yes. You covered so much for us to put into practice. No, it was jam-packed with information, with extras, with like all the bonuses, you know, how to set up the booking system, how to play around in Canva to get you know, the
To get
images.
the images right.
Yeah, it was yeah, jam-packed.
Would you say and how did you feel about the support, the live support that we had in the group and on our office hours?
Look, did you sleep? Um, um, you know, like any question, considering the time difference, like you were pretty much available your waking hours from what I could see. So the support in the live calls, I thought that was fantastic. It took getting used to. You know, to log in
Yeah.
every day at the same time, and sometimes I didn't have anything to show. But I
And
still,
yet you still came for the live calls, even when you didn't have anything to show. Why?
because I learned from what the other ladies were presenting and or
Exactly.
problems they were running in. I also personally I watched all your feedback recordings for the other ladies on their copy, because
Mm-hmm.
again I got hints from what you were telling them I could apply to my
Yes.
copy. So
Yes, exactly. That is the power of community and that is the power of live calls. And that is, I think, what's missing in so many other courses. How do you think you've done other courses and programs before? How do you think this bootcamp was different from other courses, program, masterminds, whatever?
it delivered so much more than what you would expect from winning website bootcamp. You really went deep.
Thank
Um,
you.
so, and again, yes, bootcamp, you were holding the space for us. You were kicking our butts gently. Um, so it was, yeah, I don't know. It was definitely a safe environment. Even to come on and say, I haven't got anything to show.
Yes.
So, you know, it was supportive. It was, the ladies were amazing. It like, you know, that sense of community and the different types, and just was beautiful. Yeah, it was
Yes.
fantastic.
I think a lot of times women get bogged down by the tech or are afraid to show up as who they really are. And yet, both of those things are really, really important in order to build an online business, right? And
Yeah.
that's what I try to bring through in the bootcamp. Do you think we succeeded in that?
Yes. Scary stuff. But so worth it.
Yeah, you know, sometimes when I look through the comments and the things you guys were posting in the group around week two, I was wondering, am I running a website bootcamp or a personal development program?
Yeah, it
But that's what it
incorporated.
takes. That's what it takes, right? And now after the bootcamp, how do you feel about your website, your business, DB, and the tech part of things? Do you feel comfortable handling them?
Definitely. I feel comfortable handling them. I know what I need to do. You know, I haven't put everything in place with the internet gremlins, um, but I have no doubt that once that is sorted, um, all I need to do is sit down and actually do it. I know how to.
Perfect. And how does that compare to before boot camp? How did you feel about tech and setting up everything for your online business? How did you feel about it then and now? Can you share a comparison?
Look, I did some research. I watched heaps of YouTubes that were explaining how to do it. So I felt, yeah, I can do this. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'll work this out.
Mhm.
And now, in the 3 weeks we had, I know I can do it. It's not, I think I can, I know I can. Um,
Yes.
And it's all there in the videos. It's, there's some things that I know I need to go back to. The links are in the group. It's all at my fingertips now.
Yes, and that's one major reason why I brought everything together, because often once you get started with making your website, it's like going down a rabbit hole. You find out you need this and you need that and you need that, and then you end up watching 100 different videos which give you a bit of the puzzle, a small piece of the picture, and then you have to go and look everything up again. So that's the reason I put it all together. What do you think of the bonuses? Of all the bonus videos, how many did you watch? We have about a dozen in there, I think.
I watched most of them. I would say 80%. Simply, like a couple, I sifted. Like I just went, checked here, checked there, went ahead, went not now. But I watched most of them, and everything is relevant. Like there's nothing that is not pertinent to building it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the part most people don't realize until they get in, right? That you require to know this and that and that. And that's why I put it in. If I'd listed those as modules, I think people would have gotten confused. The modules are just the immediate part of what you need for a website, and the bonuses are all the accessories that you need.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so if there was one thing that you could say to people about the bootcamp, what would that be? What is your...
Do it. Just sign up.
Who should do it, and why should they do it?
Who should do it? Look, I think it's either those who are not converting, that have a website that isn't really attracting the volume they want, and for those like me that are in the beginning trying to set up on a shoestring budget, and that have it's beneficial to have a little bit of an idea. Like if you know how to use Canva, or you know how to use PicMonkey or any of those programs to for your Facebook posts, that's of benefit. But even if you don't, it's all there explained, really from scratch. So if you're scared of these things and always have thought, oh, I wonder how they do it, I wish I could do it too, do it.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, one last question. What did you like most about working with me in this format?
I just love how you were there to hold the space, to allow us to peel back the layers, to go and look deep, and to go, this is scary. I don't know if I can do it, and then give us the kick up the bum gently to say, yes, you can. And it's okay to do it. And you were a fantastic role model. Your videos, they are not polished. They say what they need to say. And I know, hey, recovering perfectionist.
Recovering perfectionist, yes. That is really difficult for me to accept. And I'm tempted so many times to go back and re-record all those videos. But then I know it's about the value they provide. And as long as you guys are getting that value, you know how to create those pages. It doesn't matter if my face shows up this big or this big, right? It doesn't matter how clear my background is, because what you need to focus on is what's on the screen. So yes, that was a big part for me.
And I think that is what allowed us to open up and say, hey, I'm having real difficulties with this. This is difficult. This is hard. I'm scared. By seeing you just doing it, that allowed us to have a goal and just do it. And there's no mistakes. There's only feedback.
Yes. And I think, you know what? There's another reason I did this the first round of boot camp on the fly, creating the videos as I go along. One thing is I wanted to get feedback and make sure that I'm teaching you guys the right things, no more, no less. But also, you know, as women who are starting out their business, we are so scared, right? Women who are starting in business are so scared. It is a very, very scary proposition to put yourself out there. And I see women hold back because they're waiting to be perfect. They want to get everything just right. They want to get every module of that course mapped out. They want to get everything in place. And while, yes, it's not nice to dot the I's and cross the T's, it is more important to get started. It is more important to get things done rather than wait for them to be perfect. And that's what I wanted to bring across to you guys. Yes, exactly. They'll never be perfect. Get started, get going. Go out and help the people who need you. Right?
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay, Ena, I think that's all the questions I wanted to ask. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, it's you know, if you wondered what's missing, or even if you're not clear about what you're selling, what you want to do, you know, what services, what packages, whatever, get onto it. No,
We did
has
cover
been
a lot
amazing.
of ground in just 3 weeks, right? We did copywriting, we did branding, we did photos, photo shoots, and everyone did their photo shoots. We learned about Google Analytics, we learned about Canva, we learned about MailChimp, we learned about Equity, we learned all about DV, the wonderful tool that I love so much, right? You guys learned so much in just the span of 3 weeks. I can see how it was a lot, but do you think it was worth it? Putting in all of that time and effort and learning so much?
It's definitely worth it. One thing though is, if you could have a little break somewhere in the middle to recover from the copywriting, because you dig so deep and it was exhausting. So to have a couple of days, or even to start the copyright beforehand, before you get, I mean, I know we started with that, but if you could have a little bit more content,
buffer it somehow so that people get more time with the copywriting. Yeah, I'll do that for the next round. Yes. Okay.
That was the only thing that had me floored for a little while, was that intensity.
I hear you. Okay. It's been like a bit of a birthing process. I don't think our conversation quite brings out the intensity of it, but yeah, it was intense.
It was. That was fantastic. Look, the best thing I could have done for my website, and I think for my business.
Thank you, Ena.
Great value.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for joining me on this call, Ena. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.